Okay guys, this is going to be a short video that's going to explain the difference, first of all, between arc measure and arc length, so the arc measure and the arc length. And then after that, I'm going to talk about the relationship between inscribed angles, which are angles that go from one point on the circle and has a midpoint on another point on a circle, and then it has another chord that goes to the other outside of the circle, and a central angle. We're going to look at the relationship of inscribed and central angles of the same intercepted arc, okay? So first of all, let's look at arc measure and arc length. Now, the arc measure, in a circle, there's 360 degrees that go all the way around the outside of a circle, okay? So if I look at a circle, there's 360 degrees that go all the way around the outside of a circle. And the arc measure is going to be the measure of that arc. Now, the cool thing is the arc measure is going to be the same as a central angle. So in this problem, if my central angle is equal to 62 degrees, my arc measure is also going to be equal to 62 degrees. Okay? Now the arc length is going to be something a little bit different. The arc length is going to be the length of the arc from point P to Q that goes along the outside of the circle. In order to find an arc length, you're going to either need to know the radius or the diameter of that circle. So you're going to have to find the circumference of the total circle and then use the circumference and what fraction the angle is of the total circle to find that arc measure. So for instance, if theta is equal to 60 degrees, there's 360 degrees in a whole circle, so I want to find 60 out of 360, that fraction of the circumference of the circle. So if the circumference is equal to 1,000, and I want to find 60 out of 360 degrees, I would take 360, well, I take 60 divided by 360, and then multiply that by 1,000 to find the length of that arc, okay? Now, what's the relationship of an intercepted arc between a central angle like angle B and an inscribed angle like angle A? Well, it says here angle A is going to be equal to 1/2 the measure of angle B. So what does that mean? So if I know that the measure of angle B is equal to 56 degrees, I can solve for the measure of angle A. It's going to be half of 56. Well, half of 56 is going to be 28. So measure of angle A will be 28. Similarly, if I know that the measure of angle A is equal to 42 degrees, so if angle A, which is right there, is equal to 42, well, that's going to be half as large as angle B. So then that means that the measure of angle B is going to be 84 degrees. Okay? So the relationship between my inscribed angle and my central angle is going to be, my inscribed angle is going to be half as large as my central angle for the same intercepted arc. And they call that the intercepted arc because the arc, these angles are describing the arc that goes from this point right there down to that point right there. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, make sure you call me or email me.